Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? As I have already mentioned in the last episode, today is going to be the day of building. The problem is that I don't really know how to do a building episode. So yes, we're gonna build, but we have other things to do as well. And I don't really know where to begin, but we should start by getting some food. And you know, emeralds in general. These dudes are the best. They buy both of them pumpkins and melons. We don't have that many of them, that's the problem. Well, that was fruitful. And of course, we are back in the nether. Oh, that was an achievement. Of course, we need to have a few more beacons. Guys, hello, pay attention to me, please. Just the one. Fine. I don't mind being hit once so that I can have a shepherd's pie. Oh, we got our first one. So I have 5 skulls on me. The problem is that I forgot how many I have in my ender chest. I had to get some potions of fire resistance and, well, I dropped them off. Also, I have found another fortress inside the Soul Sand Valley, so later on we are going to have a wither skeleton farm. For purchases, we're gonna open a shop. As soon as I figure out how to kill the wither automatically, I was thinking of dripstone. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. You. That was a trap. Also, you should remember that the key is to kill everyone, to free up the mob cap. We just need one more skull. Then we can have 5 extra beacons. The last one is taking a very long time, I'm not gonna lie. Problem is that I'm also out of fire resistance, so this could go really bad. Yeah, the last one is going to be a challenge. Unless you kind gentlemen are going to drop it. Nope, the other kind gentlemen? Nope, don't be jerks. Yeah, next time we're just gonna make a farm. Somehow, this is always my lucky space. Look at the number of skeletons. I have it. We're gone. It's just that 15. Perfection at its finest. Also, Mr. Threefold, if you're watching, those boots are not mine. You know, there is a birch and 2 oak. Mine is spruce. The crafting table is mine. I do admit. I have been super busy and you might notice we still have 5 beacons left. The thing is, I removed the ones from the roof. Now we have one of them here which gives us speed all around the base. We have another one which is halfway through the tunnel and it gives us a speed boost until literally the end of the tunnel, which is great. I mean, generally speaking, you have 16 seconds left, so you get almost to the halfway of Threefold's base. But later on we are going to have an entrance to our base, so there will be another beacon here. But this is great because we have fast transportation around our base. There is one next to the ore processing center and one next to the tree farm, which we never use. Oh, and by the way, all of the bases of the beacons is made out of emeralds, all 4 of them. Once I get more emeralds, we are going to have one more in the mountain next to our villager trading hut, one more near the train station so that we will have speed boosts when we are coming back, and somehow one more near the create factory. Not the ore processing, the factory itself. Cause you know, around here I think you run out. Yeah, but trading with villagers is not the only thing I did. I also fixed the base, a bit. It's not very visible, I know. I have almost fixed the farm. We're missing some safety nets, they're very expensive. You need so much rice. I had to fill in everything around here with dirt, and I kind of like it now. We have a back garden. Or front garden. I don't really know. Minus this little hole that you see over here, the rest of the base is almost covered. We have to do some block variation, but I have placed all the bricks. And once I discover what I should do with the elevator, we can also start having the roof. The most important thing I forgot to mention is that I removed most of the podzol. It took ages. There is a bit left, but don't you worry, we will get rid of that as well. Which brings us to our next problem, precision mechanism. This was supposed to be a very temporary setup, but I don't have all the precision mechanisms that I wanted. I wanted 4 stacks. I have 2, and I think I have even used most of them. This is a cheaty one. Don't tell Mr. Threefold. I don't know, I glitched and I got an extra one. I'm actually looking for my second stack. Is it here? Okay, we need 2 stacks more. I actually have a very small bet with Threefold because he said that it's better to make it permanent, and I said no, you don't need that many of them, you just need a few stacks. So we need to make sure that once we disable this, we're never ever going to assemble it again. Ever. Every single precision mechanism requires around 10 gears and 5 nuggets. If it doesn't fail, obviously. If that is the case, let us make a few andesite alloy. You don't do it with that. That's iron. I think we're going to do that with zinc. It's cheaper. For my personal use, we're going to need a decent supply of brass. I do use it for decorations. I'm going to use the saw in order to cut down most of the spruce wood that we have, because you know, it gives you a better yield. Also all the andesite alloy that we have left. And that should be everything that we need. Let us activate the factory one day. Come on. Perfection. Yeah, this is the blind spot. You don't get any beacon effect. I wanted them to be in line. That's the problem. Good morning. Why did I do that? It does seem that all of our wood is just too much wood. So 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks. That's expensive. And 5, I guess? I need 5 more. It's fine. The big ones are the expensive ones. The small one doesn't require that much wood. You know, I didn't really have to make a bet with threefold. This is very expensive. I could have just made the loop. Anyways, I just need to finish everything so that I can remove this garbage. And this should be enough material in order to make 2 stacks. I might make a 3rd stack. So 5 in total. Our situation with the precision mechanism has been fixed. And this is all we got from 3 stacks. We lost like 40. That was the worst investment of 45 stacks of wood. But during the entire time that this guy was working, and it took a very long time, I have also been busy. I have hooked up every single output that we have in the ore processing to the main conveyor belt, which goes into the vault. And I also fixed the item interfaces and added even more. Because the thing is, we have more items to filter than would fit inside one filter. On this side, which is the ore side, not really, but you know, symmetry is important. And until the server restarts, I thought maybe we should work on the water elevator. You know, in order to get down to our vault area. Because the actual elevator doesn't really work. Since it's going to be dark, I think we're going to have 1 row of frog lights. Like so. Oh, you're gonna mess up my balcony. Jerk. It's fine. What if we come 1 block forward? Well, it is what it is. What can I do? Well, it's not exactly a work of art, but it's operational. I put spruce trapdoors here so that the water doesn't come out. We can go down very slowly, and I guess we can also go up. Perfect. That's actually faster. I thought while I'm going to work on the base, maybe we should come to the old crimsite vein and mine a bit. I don't particularly need resources, it's just that I need resources to set up filters. And this vein is massive. We mined like 20 blocks, and you see that. I'm not sure, but I think the mining session was totally worth it. We got diamonds. But the whole point of everything was to set up filters for the bore, so let us do that. So crimsite, gold, these are the things that have to go into ore processing. We activate you and see how it goes. Exactly what we want to see. Everything that we have processed is on the main conveyor belt and it's being sorted. Also, I have set up a voiding system so that we void excess cobblestone and deep slate. Therefore, the system should work fine. Look at all those ores. Amazing. We're getting all kinds of goodies. We have 7,000 iron nuggets. Wow, that could take a while. You see? This is the beauty of this system in its full glory. You just go and mine 100,000 blocks, everything gets sorted. I love this. And so far it's actually working without any hiccups. Except the lightning glitch. Before I start working on the base a little bit, there are 2 things that we need to do. One of them is that I need a ton of glass, so we need a set of crushing wheels at our crate factory, which I believe, yeah, we have 4 more. I'm not actually going to use all 4 of them, we just use the one. Because sometimes you don't really want sand, you just want the gravel. We can do that manually. Oh, and by the way, the stupid thing is gone. Finally, it freed up so much space. Again, this is not a very fancy setup, just 2 crushing wheels. And yes, this time I learned a lesson. I place it from this side. So if I give you gravel, you should give me sand? No. Oh, they're both going in the same direction. So what if we cheat and do something like this? And then try to get out without dying? Is it different directions? No. A gearbox, maybe? I have no idea why I struggled that much, but apparently now it works. Which is perfectly fine, I don't really care as long as it's working. So, give me gravel, and hopefully later on a bit of sand. But now that we're getting sand, we need to start cooking it. So I was thinking maybe we should also have a super furnace. Well, it's not technically a super furnace, it's going to be a furnace with create. And yes, bulk smelting, a very technical term. I want it to be aligned with our base and also the villager breeder. The villager breeder is very important. And yes, one of these lava furnaces. We're going to input items using a mechanical arm and we're going to extract the items using another mechanical arm. We're going to have 2 fans on each side and I'm not really sure if you have fans underneath the depot, is it going to work or not? But I guess that is something that we have to see. And in order to make it compact, I think I have an idea. You know, instead of putting the gearbox out there, we put it in here. Yes, also for very obvious reasons, we're going to put in the lava last. And don't you worry, we're not above a stronghold. I ran out of blocks, so I placed down some bricks in order to fill in a hole. I think we have everything hooked up. Yeah, the chain drives are going to power the fans underneath, and then we have 2 shafts to either side. We're not generating any power, I'm aware of that. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to have an input chest, a funnel which goes on a depot. We want one of the mechanical arms to pick up the items from the depot, and if possible place them on these 4 depots. You can do that. Very good. The other one is going to be the exact opposite, but instead of that, we need to do something else. It can't really put on a depot and then we pump it in. It has to put it on the funnel. The depot is just for symmetry. Input from these depots and output to the funnel. You can do that too. We just need to set up filters for these items that we have to smelt. There's nothing else that I want to smelt. Yes, cooking is a different story. Everything seems to be set. I have set up the filter. Now we need to provide this guy with power. Also, we don't really want to make a mob farm, so maybe we should have some lights. Where we're going to begin is going to be the rotational speed controller. That's actually not how you do that. Yes, this is how you do that. I do have a windmill down here, which is generating us 5000 stress units. And I think the only thing that we have to do in order to make it fully compatible with the server is to have a clutch. You know, I need to be able to turn it on and off. We can hide the redstone link under the brass. And now let us see if everything is going according to plan. It is. Really? Everybody's in the correct direction? Oh, and I can't get out. Jerk. Okay, then we're good. I can bring the lava. It took me half an hour to set up 2 crushing wheels over there. This one was done in like 10 minutes. And I didn't even have to adjust a single thing. Anyways, lava goes in. Lovely. I mean, generally speaking, this should be fast enough. The lava is in, and unfortunately, I don't see any lava flowing upwards. So maybe it doesn't really work through the depot. But again, that should be fast enough. Let us try this. And it's always nice to be able to see everything. Okay, that's not bad. We're getting stone, right? We're not getting garbage. Perfect. So now I can process my sand, convert it into glass, and I can also get bricks. Because when the boar is mining, we're getting cobblestone. We're not getting the actual stone, which I normally get with Silk Touch. The final thing that I did is that I'm really tired of clearing up puzzles. So for the moment, we have a temporary tree farm over here. Well, it's not a farm yet. We have to convert it. Also, if we chop it down, it will go to our base. Ooh, it's fine. At least we can make the mess over here. I guess let us see how far it's going to go. That's a ton of wood. Holy. Well, it's not that bad, I guess. Besides, these are giant spruce trees, so I don't really have to do this that much. It has been ages later, so Bello to you. I missed you. I think I have a confession to make. I think we should do the confession properly. Let's light up a candle. I know it was already lit, but let us light it up. Kill a sheep as a sacrifice to the Holy Father. And then, you know, start confessing in the kitchen. I have nowhere else. So first off, I lost my netherite sword. But that's not important. Secondly, when last episode I said that today is going to be a building episode, it just meant that I wanted to make a roof. But since we made our base from the interior, it's kind of disproportionate, so instead of a roof, we have a new base on top of the old base. Because there was no way in this universe that you could put a roof on top of our current base. And yes, I do understand that it is made out of copper, but we're waiting for it to oxidize. And no, I'm extremely sorry, we're not gonna do that one by one. But it actually turned out very spacious. Maybe later on we're going to have our alchemical setup over here. Ladies and gentlemen, good news! I found my sword. But in other amazing news, I have finished our storage area. We can take down the elevator. I like these ones. They're great. I have covered all the vaults, we have our windows, we don't run anything on Mac, don't you worry. And if we take the elevator up, you might notice that yes, we have a nice area to look at. Clean and neat. I had to cover everything, that was painful. But in other news, I also worked on our base, and from this angle, I really like it. It's not finished. We have scaffolding, we have holes, we have gaps, we have floating blocks. That's fine. But you know, from this angle, it kind of looks okay. And if we go to the back of our base, yes, ignore the scaffolding, ignore the giant hole which is going to be here. That also looks fine and will eventually look fine. That hole is because of the enchantment area, and later on I'm thinking maybe we're going to have an elevator to the second floor so I can move the enchantment area to the second floor as well. The part where I have a humongous problem with is this side. Look. It's garbage. Do you know why? It's very disproportionate. We have a giant base, a tiny thing on top. The problem that I have is that I can't really move any of those walls or the columns. So what to do? Well, as usual, we have a very giant cube, which we have to break it down with making smaller cubes. So what if we add some sort of a balcony? The problem is that I'm out of resources, wood in general. And obviously walnut azalea in particular. Thankfully this thing actually works. I was not expecting it to work. Yeah, this giant one is going to be messy. No, maybe not. Yeah, there are no logs. Perfect. Also, what the hell is that? Did you like push? What happened to one of my saws? You know, say whatever you want. These azaleas are not actually trees. You can't even craft anything with its planks. As you guys probably know, Threefold is on vacation, so food is a problem. I have been having golden carrots, but maybe we can have some honey apples. You know, just a very temporary solution until Threefold gets back. We don't have access to good food. It seems to give you more saturation than a golden carrot. It does consume a bit. That's a decent food. Well, I'm a bit tired of placing blocks, so here's what we're going to do. Actually, it's not up here, it's down there. I did promise someone that I'm going to try view bobbing, but it's actually giving me seizures. It moves a lot. Anyways, down here in our basement, we're going to start brewing some potions. I want 4 of them: night vision, fire resistance, strength, and swiftness. I really wanted to do that on the 2nd floor, but unfortunately, I don't really have that much space. Not that down here it's amazing, but you know. Anyways, the problem is that in order to automate potions using Create, what we're going to need is to look in Mr. Threefold's chest. He's enchanting books. He's actually still on vacation. But yes, as I was saying, in order to automate potions using Create, what we're going to need is a few blaze burners. And since I only have the 1 left, maybe we should collect a few more. It's a bit ironic because I want the potions to be able to survive in the nether, and unfortunately I have to go to the nether in order to make potions. It's a good thing that we had a few left. Oh, there's my bed. I made a new one. It's a long journey. Let us have a potion of swiftness, which is kind of useless on a staircase. Well, it's not really a staircase, but you know, we do some fire resistance. I keep forgetting it's really a long journey. Hello. And hello to you too. Don't feel left out. So many wither skeletons. I don't want you. Seriously, dude, what's wrong? I hit a pigman, and I don't think they're very happy. You know, we might get another beacon. I think the safest place to do this is over here, with this spawner. We are doing this in our basement, and therefore our stress capacity is kind of limited to the 4 boilers that we have down there. And they are generating us, I think, 8,000 stress units? Now that I'm thinking, do we even have 4 boilers? Is it 2 or is it 4? Oh, it's 4, yes. So that is 8,000 stress units, correct? Potion brewing does not really have to be super fast, so what we're going to do is that we're going to have a rotational speed controller. We put you to 64. Honestly speaking, I think for brewing potions, that's going to be more than enough. And yes, I'm using gearboxes because it has to be centered. You know, I'm like, Crate is a very beautiful mod. I'm not gonna lie to you, but this is the only thing which is unsymmetrical. Anyways, with 5 gearboxes, it works. The first thing that we are going to need is going to be an infinite water source, correct? So that we can have a stupid pump, always facing the incorrect way. The other way, dude. Okay, face upwards. That means you should pump something out. Probably not. Yeah, it shouldn't be waterlogged, obviously. Yes, it works. Stop. That water has to go inside our first basin, which is going to make us an awkward potion. I'm really hoping that everything down here is going to be hidden and fully automatic, so this should work. If we provide you with a few nether wart and hit you up, are you gonna work? Yes, awkward potion. Apparently in Create, whenever you have basins like so, you will get a spout. And that spout is smart enough to just take the output, not any fluid. Since we are a bit short on space, we are making awkward potion independently, and therefore we cannot put it in another basin. So here is a smart fluid pipe. We need to give it a filter, so let us brew 1 awkward potion. It's just going to be very painful to get it out of the basin. Come on. Thank you. So here is your filter. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough space, but here is a pump. We want the awkward potion to go into a tank, which I think this is acceptable. Yes, 40,000 buckets. Sorry, milli buckets. It's just always very painful to do some wiring, but I think this should work. Yep, awkward potion in a tank. Make me more. So the awkward potion, which is in a tank, has to go inside 4 basins. 2 of them are on this side and 2 of them are on the other side. Very good. I have hooked up the pumps. We have awkward potion in every single basin. The first row at least. The second one is not, obviously. I have also placed down the blaze burners as well as the mixers. And I'm very concerned. How would you move them? Well, let us figure it out, I guess. If we have a vertical gearbox and, you know, 1 shaft. Okay, that one works. But this one is not. So I guess this is how it should. Okay, I can live with that. Aha, so I realized a very small boo-boo. I wanted things to go a bit slower. This is why we have the rotational speed controller, and then I hooked up everything into this one. This shaft powers the pistons which are powering our storage system, and it doesn't require any stress capacity, so it's running at 256 RPM. And if you use this speed with like 4 mixers, you're already at the limit. But now everything seems to be fine and functioning. Hello. What do you have to sell? Nothing of interest. They're garbage. Here is the part with the automation, which I'm not really sure if it's going to work. We're going to have a few mechanical arms, which are going to input the items through the funnel and into the basin. 2 of the potions that I want are going to need glowstone at the end, so we somehow apply the filter, and 2 of them are going to need redstone, correct? Because they're extended. It's night vision and fire resistance. For night vision, we are going to need a golden carrot, which went in, apply to the filter, thank you. For fire resistance, we need a magma cube, magma cream. For speed, we are going to need sugar, and I forgot a blaze powder. For strength. So there you go. Here's your filter. So apparently it was nighttime, a zombie broke the door, and most of my bees got out. Amazing. It's fine, we have a few down there, we can breed them. Now comes the hard part, using mechanical arms in order to automate everything. I have 8 ingredients. And if you look at the mechanical arm, these are the items that it can interact with. Which is a little bit unfortunate because chests and vaults are not one of them, and chutes and funnels are not really the best. I mean, I tried. I thought maybe I have found a miracle. I thought maybe I can have a barrel, put a funnel on top, and you know, toggle it to extract, but that happens. So how the hell would I have a single chest with 8 outputs? A 3x3 vault? Go away. You have no idea how many vaults I have made in my life, but here is more. I think what we should be able to do is to attach 8 funnels to this, and then, you know, a ton of depots. Yeah, something like this should work, and you will understand in a moment why I'm doing this in such a ridiculous fashion. But over here, I have a filter for coal, and over here, I also have a filter for coal. Cause you know, we need 3 mechanical arms in total, and I don't think the one that we need for awkward potion can reach way over there. But basically, we want you to take items from the depot, put it in the blaze burner, and the funnel. Yes, 2 inputs, 2 outputs. So will you actually do that? Okay, that you will do. Also the coal? That you will do as well. I think it's getting more ridiculous per second, but don't you worry, I think it's gonna work. This dude has 4 inputs and 8 outputs. Yes, exactly. And I think the same applies to the final dude. You take from that, and the coal, and input it into these guys. Where did I put the other one? 6 inputs. I missed something. Yes, now we're good. Using a hopper, I added the ingredients into the vault, and as soon as we start adding the coal, everything should kick in, except these guys. They're not hooked up to power. Okay, you work. We knew that. Also, it doesn't really have to be coal because coal is expensive. Later on, I think I'm going to switch it with kelp. And talking about kelps, I need pelts. And yeah, it's been a while. So if I have a pelt like so, you also work. Oh, that's the incorrect one. Yeah, 512 SU is not the end of the universe. Coolcat suggested that I should have a stressometer, which means, okay, we're good. As long as we don't add that many more machines. The other one also started working, very good. Let us see if we're getting potions. Why is that potion of strength? Twice. Stop doing stupid things. You know, create is sometimes very frustrating, especially if you mess up one teeny tiny detail. I was thinking maybe we're going to need more of these smart fluid pipes, but maybe we don't. Because the thing is, if you have basins like so, then the system is going to be smart enough only to extract the output. So this should be potion of swiftness 2. And this should be fire resistance extended. It should be, I'm not really sure. The problem is that you can't really take it out with a bottle. Can you? Oh, you can. Night vision, 8 minutes. So my assumption was correct? Huh. It worked. In a very stupid way, we have all 4 potions that we wanted. But there's more. And of course, the extra part of it is that we want to be able to extract it into a spout. And we want it to be a bit higher, so can we have pumps like so? You know, we bring it up a bit and then put it in a spout. Because I want the bottles, not in a cauldron. And honestly speaking, I don't mind them to come 1 block to the side. Everything else is going to be covered, don't you worry. I do have a gearbox here which I can't move. Yeah, exactly. That can work. Actually, in your case, you can come a bit further. Can we disconnect you? No, it's fine. Janky pumping it is. Moving on, under the spout, we're going to have a depot. Under the depot, we're going to have a smart chute. And under the smart chute, we're going to have a barrel. And since I'm lazy to filter everything, we're going to just blacklist empty bottles. I don't think the system is going to be that smart. So if I put an empty bottle here, it's not going down. Perfect. But if I put the potion of strength, yep, it went in. So now comes the fun part. I have to connect the pumps. Actually, we already have connections, so it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah. Like so, the opposite way. The spouts are getting filled in. I'm very happy. And this side should also be fine. Yep, let me get some glass bottles. You know, just about 2 hours ago, I rage quit. Cause almost everything was working fine. I messed up the pumps, I know. but for some reason awkward potion was in the pipe. It was not going into the basins, so I rage quit. I logged back in and, well, apparently now it's working for some reason. Create is weird. I don't know what to say. Maybe it was just a visual glitch or something. Anyways, the problem is that if you put the pumps over here, the spout is not going to form, so we have to extract it from the bottom. Or we can go with the smart fluid outputs. Maybe we should. I have the bottles now. I had to do some remodeling, but I think we're operational. It's just that I think there is one more round of rage quitting. Cause here's the thing, Potion of Night Vision Extended doesn't have any difference with Potion of Night Vision Not Extended. So I really hope that the stupid filtering is going to work. Also, it seems that we do have plenty of stress units available to us, so we make the pumps go really fast. The other way, there's nothing in you. Okay, swiftness is full. That should work. Let's see if it does. The other way. Nothing went in. Could it be because you're out of glowstone? Dude, can you do like round robin? It's fine. I'll do it manually. Yeah, I don't think the smart filtering works. You know, I do have the smart fluid pipe with the appropriate filter. The pump is going in the correct direction, but nothing gets extracted. And I bet you that should be swiftness too. Oh, it's not. What the? Okay. Maybe we have to reset some of them. It went somewhere. Yes! It worked. Everything works really fine. There are a few tweaks that I have to do, but now we come to the main reason why it looks so stupid. Well, I mean 90% of that will look stupid anyways, I just wanted to make it symmetrical, but we're going to talk about the vault. Here's the thing, I want to have a display board with a display link so that I know what the hell is inside the vault and what items are we missing in order to make a potion. If you have 20 chests, then you're going to need 20 displays. I have one vault, therefore I will know what's inside that vault. How do you make these things? Okay, that's a very weird and cheap recipe. So this is the part where I'm not really sure how it works, but we have the display hooked up. Apparently what we need is a content observer, which I have no idea what it's supposed to observe. Are you observing? How would I know? Maybe you should face that way? Anyways, we link you to you. And no, it's fine, we just link you here. Then we're going to see if it works. So you should show me something. Nothing. The question is, do I have to tell it what to observe? Redstone? Nothing. Is it the other way? No. Am I using the wrong block? Sources for display links. Stockpile switch. Okay, maybe it's the other one. Stockpile switch. Oh no, I just want to know how many redstone I have. Again, nothing. The pondering system was not very intuitive. I had to watch a tutorial, which wasn't also very intuitive, but I picked up something. And yes, it's working, it's just too small. But it has to be like 4 blocks tall, or maybe 5. Anyways, the way that it works is that this guy has to be a content observer, and over at the display link itself, you just right click, list of matching items, buckets, which is irrelevant because you can't really change it, and apply. And whenever it's blinking, it's reading the content. If you look at the vault, we have 5 items inside, and if you come to the display, we have 5 items. It's just that I need a bigger screen. You know, the problem is that I can't really work here, there's no space. Anyways, the automation itself is almost complete, it's just the display that has me worried. So just to make sure that everything is going to fit, we need a 4-long display. Because you know, there's just going to be coal here, which is also not very important. Because we want to add the coal whenever we're kickstarting everything, not every second. But that means that I have to move everything over by 1 block. Oh my goodness. Not everything, I just meant the spouts. Ladies and gentlemen, after a bit of adjustments, actually I think half an hour of adjustments, we are operational. It doesn't really look amazing, but at least the interface itself is done, and all we have to do is to provide this guy with some coal. And I need to light up the place. So the coal goes in. Oh, and by the way, the depots are not able to hold more than 8 items on them, so we do have a buffer chest. I have to automate this part of it as well, but I will do that later. But you see, we're getting the potions. They should end up in the barrel. Perfection. And the ingredients should drop one day. Yes, it did. Amazing. It's just a matter that round robin in Create doesn't really mean round robin. Or maybe instead of coal, we should just use kelp. But these are minor details. The important thing is, we have a potion factory. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye. Also, just to correct myself, round robin in Create does mean round robin, if you connect it. Oops. Yeah, we have too many garbage now. 48. It's a bit slower, but it works.